Hi dear. Great. How are you?
Before we start the meeting, I just wanted to make one announcement. We've done some switching here, and it was by my request. I mean, this is going to be just his last night, and I wanted him to be the one to take charge tonight.
Buying all the drinks there.
Sure. Water fountains right out there. We'll call the meeting to order. At this time, we'll salute the flag. Huh? Where the heck would it go? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Counselor Warner,
Here.
Supervisor Warner, Deputy Supervisor, Counselor Hartranft,
Here.
Counselor Conley,
Here.
Counselor Jacob,
Here.
Supervisor Locke.
Here.
Okay, announcements and communications. Free public dancing, February 16th, 7 p.m. with music presented by the Little Lady and the Country Gents. The assessor will be holding informational meeting February 17th at 7 p.m. concerning the impact notices on real property assessments. Notices are being placed in the Valley News February 12th and 16th, Syracuse newspapers February 9th and 16th, and the Pal Times February 9th and 16th. Assessor David Gray, David Rhodes, Road Super Reviewer, and the representative from the state will be present to answer questions. Town of Volney, City of Fulton, and Oswego County are meeting concerning the possibility of developing a water and sewer district for the county airport and surrounding areas. Low-interest home repair loans are available. The information is on the back table. Town offices and town garage will be closed February 21st for President's Day. At this time, we welcome Michelle Parrish as the newly appointed chairperson to the zoning board. Michelle. And now at this time, we have I don't know who the Eagle Scout is, a presentation going to be done. What's his name?
My name is Dan Nojak. I'm from Boy Scout Troop 715. I have a proposed Eagle project to plant trees and bushes on Volney town land behind the garage. I need a letter from the town saying that I can use that land to plant trees over by the river. Yeah. And that's about it. I'm planting the trees to help out for food for wild animals, turkeys, pheasants, deer, and other migratory birds.
These are kind of shrubs that the wildlife feeds off of them.
Yeah. Any other questions?
How soon do you need it?
I'm going to need the letter. I'm going to my Eagle board on the 24th. It would be best if I had it by then.
February 24th?
Yeah.
Make sure you have it, Dan, and it will be something that'll make it look nice down there.
Thank
A
you.
little more feed down there for them.
Yeah. Thank you.
We appreciate you going for Eagle Scout. We also appreciate you helping us at the park.
Thank you.
Okay, committee reports. Assessor?
Okay, the exemption applications are being returned, of course, in our deadline for submitting all
exemption applications is March 1 as they normally are in statute. Road review and the update is completed. I am still doing some cleanup work, and I want to express the same thing that you already read, Jess, in terms of the meeting. It's an informational meeting, and regarding to the informal hearings that will be after the impact notice goes out. And the impact notice it's going to be an explanation of what you're going to see when each property owner in the town of Volney receives their notice before the 1st of March. So it'll be going out the very last week in February. And that's an explanation of it. That's what the informational meeting will be about.
Thank you, Dave.
Dave, would you like anybody from the town board to be there with you?
We were somewhat, in the last informational meeting we were somewhat criticized for not having town board members. Always personally, as we've done it, it ends up being kind of, the town board members become a lightning rod for, discussions which don't necessarily have anything to do with an informational meeting. I welcome anyone who wants to come. I'd be more than happy to, and I have no problem dealing with the meeting. But that is entirely up. It's not one of these cases where I feel that town board has to be there, member has to be there, but you're more than welcome to come.
I think we should have a representative there.
Sure, that's
I think
great.
we ought to let them know that it's your meeting, and we're just there to answer questions for town business. That maybe we can separate the few.
Right, and usually, if you're halfway diplomatic, you can, sever the fact of it becoming, leading off into other.
I was thinking of it more as a bodyguard for you. But
Okay, great.
We get the town constable there for that.
Right.
you might need it.
Building inspector and code enforcement.
For the month of January, we did one accessory building permit and one manufactured home permit for 2 permits for the month. Total fees collected in building permits was $341. We did 10 new construction inspections, 2 fire safety, 3 zoning for a total of 15 inspections. We issued 1 zoning violation notice. Also issued 4 certificates of occupancy and 3 certificates of compliance.
Dog control.
I have that. There were 60 calls received. 6 dogs were housed at the kennel this month. 6 dogs are at the kennel right now. 2 dogs were adopted out. 1 dog was redeemed. 2 dogs were reported lost. We traveled 300 miles. And he still says the floors and walls need painting.
The phone gets fixed.
I called the phone company today. They said that they would do it and be there in about 4 hours. And I told Leonard, and also give him his phone number at home. So I told Leonard to be around home so that he could let him know. I don't know. I haven't seen him since. So I don't know. But we're working on it.
Highway.
Expenses for January 2000. Supplies and maintenance, $6,441.34. Payroll, $31,783.99. For a total of $38,225.33. Will be reimbursed by the county for plowing, $33,614.89. Payroll hours are as follows: 441 hours machinery repair, 1,295.6 hours plowing and sanding, 6 hours on tree work, 1 hour on drainage work, 16 hours on beaver dams, 6 hours on cold patching, 6 hours on sign work, for a total of 1,771.6 hours. For the month of January, we used 331.8 gallons gas, 3,577.4 gallons of diesel fuel. In the past week, we took delivery of 500 tons of salt. With any luck, that'll get us through the winter.
Any luck, we won't need it.
Historian?
No, I'm not sure if she's back from Florida yet.
Planning?
No, I'm sure he's working.
Recreation?
On February 21st, we're going ice skating at the Fulton Ice Skating Rink on State Route 3 from 12 o'clock noon until 2 p.m. Skate rental is included. On March 10th, we're swimming at Granby Pool from 7 p.m. until 8 p.m. All children under the age of 6 need to be accompanied in the pool by an adult. Please sign up for all of the activities here at the Town Hall. And Jess, I'd like to thank you for all your help in the past, and we will miss you.
Zoning?
Yes, Michelle Parrish, zoning board. I'd like to thank the board for the welcome and everyone. Our regular monthly meeting was held last night, and we had one gentleman before the board for an area variance. He needed a variance because he did not meet the bulk and area requirements. We're planning for a public hearing at to discuss the matter March 8th, 2000 at 7 o'clock.
Michelle, in reference to that, you might want to check page Z07 when you get back home or something.
Okay.
Underneath the bulk area requirements, there's a couple sentences there that might be applicable to that guy's application.
Yeah, I was looking last night, and I just made a couple copies of 6, 7, and 8, I think there was some.
Underneath where the chart is.
Okay. Thank you.
Michelle, is there anything on the zoning update that we need to set up some meetings or do anything with this winter while everybody, it's probably a little easier now than it is during the summer?
Right. Well, we were just talking about setting up a time or getting together. You know, I think it's important, again, I've mentioned before about kind of keeping the other boards, you know, one intertwines with the other in what we're doing. Kind of having a program where, you know, things come together and we could kind of have a one place to go, whether it was, you know, some kind of program on the computer where I would stick things in, you know, from our meeting and planning board and code enforcement or something, just so we kind of keep, but, you know, nothing has come up this year since I've been chairperson, thank God. But we're going to have a quiet year, I think, anyway.
Yeah, I was going to mention under new business, but I know you've brought it up, it's been brought up on the planning board. Maybe we can look at the possibility on a Tuesday or something of just having one night every 3 months or so where if the board members want to stop in or the code enforcement and just discuss ways of maybe smoothing things out because we're improving the communication between us and the two boards and looking at maybe areas that things can be improved on, whether it be, we were talking about computerizing or the flow of documents from one board to the other or something like that.
And I know Danny has had the problem, as code enforcement. I've had the problem, the planning board has had the problem of the individuals coming in and not knowing, you know, what procedure is, what they need, not being prepared for the boards. You know, if we could come up with a packet, which I talked about before, or something that would, you know, might get them familiar with what they need before they go in front of the boards. And I think if all the boards kind of work together, it could be, you know, we could lighten the load between all the...
Flow chart or something for them to follow with the
Right.
forms and everything.
Right. You know, something, and or like Jennifer had mentioned, even when the zoning board, when she's doing the... you know, if she does the updating for the zoning, if when a person comes in for a zoning question or something, you could go to the computer and just bring out a couple sheets of what, you know, Volney's codes are for that issue or something. And they'd have a little something that they could take with them and, you know, but just to open communications, I think would be good. We We all need more meetings, I'm sure.
We could take a work session sometime. It doesn't get to go sometime.
Okay, old business, town board only. Well, there's just one thing at this time I would like to, and I do appreciate all the boards, whether they're elected or appointed, working with them. We have had our differences, but that comes with the job. And also, the highway, I know they're doing a terrific job over there. They never get thanked, and it's time that they do get thanked all the way. And I appreciate everybody putting up with me. Does anybody else got anything on new business?
Not me.
New business?
I just one question, Danny. How's things going on the computerizing of applications? Can you just take a couple minutes, and how are we doing that now?
It's done on the program that we purchased last year.
Are we doing new applications or just the back and catching up on?
Everything from 96 on at this point has been put in.
Is it all applications or just building permit applications?
Building permit applications only at this time.
So let's say like that one that went before Michelle, that's not in there. Oh, if
It's not in the building permit program, it's just in the WordPerfect program that I have saved to a file. But the building permit program has the ability, if you purchase additional software, of tracking zoning and planning board movements or violations and so forth. But at this time, we don't have that particular module in there. It's pretty much just the building permits that are on it.
Now, if I came in for a building permit, let's say, and everything was okay, do you input directly into the computer, or do you like put it on paper and then later on it gets put into the computer? Or?
They make out the application and leave it, and I issue it. Once I issue the permit, Allison enters it into the computer for me.
Okay, thank you.
All right, it was just mentioned under new business, there is going to be a survey going to be mailed out on this water and sewer and/or water and sewer. And we would appreciate that anybody that gets this survey, answer it and please get it back to the town board. It's over on the 176 Gillespie Road area, Route 3, Flood Road, all the way to Silk Road, isn't it?
Yes,
And 176 all the way to include the Howard Road, right?
including the Howard Road.
So anybody that gets a survey, whether they're for it or against it, fill it out and please get it back, because it will make a difference.
Just one thing real quick about that. The number of people we get back as far as a spot sample is important. We're working with a gentleman that came to us that deals in water districts and sewers and like this, and he goes out and he directs you on how to get grants, federal funding, low-interest loans. So having a bigger, a larger amount of people in the area is going to help us to determine, what it is, or do we need water, do we need sewer, So it's important that we get back to have a larger number of households. That's why it's important also.
I'd like just to add to that, we, sitting in on Michelle's meeting last night, the applicant lived on the Flood Road, correct?
Yes.
And he had his home, and he had a home that he owned that he was renting out, and then his son had a home next door. They had 3 separate wells, 3 septic systems, and all 3 were buying water during the summer. And this whole water issue may be one of the most important issues facing the town board this year, and we really need the input of the public to tell us, A, how important is it to you folks, which way should we be going on this? So this is an opportunity for you to help us in formulating what direction to go in. So it is very important. This isn't, and the problem is, once a decision is made, it's going to be very hard to backtrack. So we need your help now. We need you, talk to these people. I think it's going to be in the paper as well, but it is important.
It'll be in the paper before the so everybody reads it before the survey ever goes out. But you will be seeing a notice in the paper that the survey will be coming. Okay. Petitions? Anybody got a petition? Okay. Resolutions, discussions.
Resolution 2047, approval of minutes. Move to approve the regular meeting minutes of January 13th, 2000, having been previously distributed to the board for review without reading. I think there's a correction that needs to be put in that.
I'll second it, and yes, there is a correction on the last page, right, Barb? Of the minutes there?
Yes, I put the wrong counselor down.
Jesse's the encyclopedia, not Kevin.
I gave Kevin the visa.
Well, I didn't know it was, I didn't catch it, but it was brought.
He's got a lot of shoes to fill if he's gonna be the encyclopedia.
All right, that's right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ray. Okay, we'll do it with a correction. Did I miss a second on that?
Just second.
Yes, you did.
I second.
Yes.
Counselor Warner?
Yes.
Counselor Hartranft?
Yes.
Counselor Jacob?
Yes.
Counselor Conley?
Yes.
And Supervisor Lockwood?
Yes.
The motion is carried.
Resolution 2000-48, payment of vouchers. Move to authorize the supervisor to instruct the bookkeeper to pay the following vouchers from the appropriate funds. Vouchers 17 through 42 general fund in the amount of $33,817.49. Vouchers 14 through 27 highway fund in the amount of $6,441.34. And Seneca Hill Sewer Fund in the amount of $1,963.08 as shown on abstract number 2.
I'll second it.
Counselor Warner?
Yes.
Counselor Hartranft?
Yes.
Counselor Jacob?
Yes.
Counselor Conley?
Yes.
Supervisor Lockwood?
Yes.
The motion is carried.
Resolution 2000-49, update zoning laws ordinance. Move to authorize Jennifer Parrish to update the town of Volney zoning ordinance manual for the proposed price of $350. I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Discussion. This here is, all the meetings we had last year and all the data we collected is not in our zoning book. So this will be, to finish putting it on a disc, getting a new book typed up. It'll be loose leaf type, so any changes coming up, you'll be able to open the loose leaf, take the page out, put the new one in. We're going to try to make it simpler, but this is to get everything in order, possibly so everybody understands it.
Counselor Warner?
Yes?
Counselor Hartranft?
Yes.
Counselor Jacob?
Yes.
Counselor Conley?
Yes.
Supervisor Lockwood?
Yes.
The motion is carried.
Resolution 2050, chairperson for planning board. Move to appoint Shirley Vinch as chairperson for the planning board. Term to expire 12/31/2000. I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Counselor Warner?
I'd like to make a comment first on that. Okay. Just so you folks know, Shirley's taking this position. She's been a little under the weather, and she's carrying like 2 jobs. And unfortunately, at this point, there's some reluctance on the part of members of the planning board to take the position of chairmanship. And we really appreciate Shirley, because she's got a lot of stuff going on, and yet she's, in light of the fact that the other members at this point, for various reasons, can't assume it, she's agreed to stay on. And I think that's a real good thing, because we do need a chairman. She's experienced, she knows what's going on, but she was hoping that she could not have to serve again, but she's agreed to do it anyway, and I think that we appreciate that very much.
Thank you, Kevin.
Counselor Warner?
Yes.
Counselor Hartranft?
Yes.
Counselor Jaquin?
Yes.
Counselor Conley?
Yes.
Supervisor Lockwood?
Yes.
The motion is carried.
Prior to reading the next resolution, executive session.
I think we have to open it, don't we, and then take it.
Just we have to make a motion.
You have to make a motion going into executive
So
session.
I'll make a motion that we go into executive session, and we're going to put a limit on it of 5 minutes.
Okay. I'll second it.
Everybody in agreement?
Yes.
Yes.
I want to mention that it's for personnel matters.
It has to be for personnel matters. Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we return to our regular town board meeting.
Second it.
All in agreement?
Yes, everybody's here.
Resolution 2051, appoint to town board. Move to appoint Linda Lockwood as a member of the Volney Town Board to fill the vacancy created by the resignation of Jesse Warner. This appointment will be until December 31st, 2000. I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Counselor Warner?
I have to abstain.
Counselor Hartranft?
Yes, and I'd just like to add that we had 3 excellent people that applied for it. We interviewed, and it was talking things over with the board, and at this point it was Linda, and anybody that was interested, we appreciate them applying, and also to let you know that there is other positions available. You know, as they come up, there's planning board, zoning board, and other things, and we are always looking at for people to get involved in town politics. Well, I shouldn't use the word politics, but town business, because we always need good people.
We're going to talk about swearing.
I said politics. But yes.
Counselor Jaquin?
Yes.
Counselor Conley?
I say yes, and I have to second what Greg said. I thought all 3 applicants interviewed very well. They were all well qualified for the position. Linda Lockwood's availability to be here on a moment's notice, and her period of time with the Minetto board, town board, you can't deny it. It can be extremely helpful to us. But we need people on these various committees and on these various boards. Obviously, Linda's appointment is going to open up a planning board position, we appreciate having 3 people apply, and we hope it's going to continue, and we hope the interest is still going to be there. I vote aye.
Supervisor Lockwood?
Yes.
The motion is carried.
I only have one thing to say. I abstain because, according to election law, I cannot participate in the resolution or the motion of it, the second of it, or the vote on it, because it's to fill my vacancy. So, it's not that I didn't want to. I can get in enough trouble.
Resolution 2000-52, redesignation of voting places. Move to redesignate March Road Fire Station as District Number 1, Mount Pleasant Church as District Number 2, and the Volney Municipal Center as Districts Number 3 and 4 for the 2000 elections. I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Counselor Warner,
Yes.
Counselor Hartranft,
Yes.
Counselor Dayton,
Yes.
Counselor Conley,
Yes.
Supervisor Wactor.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, public comments?
Just that you'll be missed, Jesse. Absolutely.
You want me to take somebody in the training and teach them to be miserable and
There
everything?
you go. Well, we've had our disagreements, but it's always been, like you say, that comes along with the territory. You don't
Do the
have to
job.
agree with someone to respect them as a person, so, and I certainly always have used them.
Thank you. Like I say, everybody, whether they're appointed or elected, they're doing a job, they're trying to do a good job. Yes, we have our differences, but that's like any job. You don't agree all the time.
That's right.
I think the key point is the goals have always been the same. You know, we all want to get to the same place, we all want to accomplish the same thing. Sometimes we take little different roads to get there, that's all.
Any other public comments? Clyde?
Clyde Alford, I'd like to welcome Linda and congratulate her and hope she has fun. Like you guys.
Well, so how can it be fun when you like step from the frying pan into the fire? You know?
Get a pretty good dance over it.
Yeah.
You don't realize until the heat's turned off. That's when it hits you.
Is there any other public comments? Kim?
Yes, I just want to remind Lieutenant Volney and Supervisor Lockwood of the upcoming meeting on Tuesday. I hope that someone, yourself or a representative from Volney, can come to the Census Committee meeting. I believe you received a letter
Yes, I did.
about that. It's very important that Oswego County residents complete their census survey when it comes in mid-March, and the County Count Committee, which I'm the chairperson of, will be working to make sure that every municipality has a committee whose purpose will basically be to get the word out. We're not asking for anyone to do any work. The jobs issue is another paid position and a different issue completely. But this count committee that I'm asking Volney to put together and the supervisor to send a proposed chairperson to Tuesday's meeting will be just to get the census information to the residents in Volney when there's a spaghetti dinner or a community event, to remind them how important it is to Volney and to Oswego County to know how many people live here. Because as you guys know, our federal and state funding come because of the numbers. Our school funding comes because of the numbers. And by the Constitution, even if we know Tom Jones lives in Volney, if Tom Jones doesn't send his census back, he doesn't get counted. So we've got to make sure that every person in Volney gets counted so that we make sure that Volney gets their fair share of state and federal funding. So I look forward to working
Are
with
you holding that chart there? Because I think the last census...
brochures that we'll get more of at the meeting on Thursday, but these brochures help to answer a few of the questions about why it's important to fill out the census.
I believe the last census, Volney only had like a 21% response on it. Huh?
Yeah, I mean...
That's not really good.
Right. We really need to improve the numbers in all of the municipalities in Oswego County. Thank you.
Kim, at this time, I'd like to apologize for not introducing you. This is Kim Seeger, one of our legislators in our town, part of our township.
On your last resolution of redesignating fireplaces there, that doesn't change the voting status in any way, does it?
No.
No, we have to do this every year to get the information to the county that we're not changing our polling places, or we're going to change them.
Because you had to go into Mount Pleasant that one year.
Yeah, no.
We changed it right back for you.
That's right.
Okay.
Thank you.
We learned.
Jess, on the survey, do we have,
we're all set to send this now? I mean, do we have to have a resolution or anything, or pretty much we've decided to do it?
Well, the notice is going to go in the paper. I don't see a resolution.
Do you think we need one, or are we okay without one?
It probably doesn't hurt to have a resolution for most anything. I was just talking with Dan, his father, and probably wouldn't hurt to have a resolution for that as well, to give them permission to go ahead.
When is the notices going in the papers on this?
As soon as I get a list of,
So in other words, next
I
month you
don't
can
have
have
a
the...
complete list of who I'm going to send them, who I'm
We
going to
intend
send
to have it
them
out
to.
before the end of the month.
Okay, so you need a resolution to put
But
that.
on the letter that I gave you, that cover letter, did you read that? I put down that we'd like to have it back by March 31st, so we're going to have to be moving on this very quickly.
So you got to have like a resolution to let you put it in the town clerk, put it in the newspapers.
I'll make
It
a
probably doesn't hurt to do that, yeah.
You can combine them together.
I'll make a resolution that we proceed with the mailing of the Town of Volney Water Supply and Sanitation Survey as to 2 homes as previously discussed. And prior to that survey, that the attached information bulletin be placed in area newspapers, also as previously discussed.
I'll second it.
Now, in addition to that, Barb, I would like to raise one thing on there. There's a couple questions on here that I question whether we really, I know this was a form that was given to us. For example, the septic disposal situation, I think it's fine to have it, but I'd rather than see that, I'd rather see maybe a question in there. As a resident, would you be interested in having a public water supply your home, or something like that? We really don't have a question asking that anywhere in the survey at all. And overall, what we're trying to find out, among other things, is the interest on the part of the public.
Who like water?
Yeah, if they'd like public water, if it became available. And possibly on section 2, which is on the back side, question 1, what type of septic disposal does your house rely on? I don't know if we need that or not. It's, I mean, it'd be fine to have it, but if we're hurting for space, that would be one question. What is the maximum capacity of your septic tank? I mean, I don't know if we need to have that, whether that information would be useful to us or not. But maybe in there someplace we should have something like, if public water was available, would you be interested in having your home supplied with public water? And then possibly another question, if so, would you be interested if there was a charge involved or something like that?
I think your problem with that is when this was first discussed, it was to do water and sewage out to the airport. And that's why there's so many questions on there about the...
Right.
I mean, the gentleman that we're working with there is the one that gave us this questionnaire thing. It was one used in another town, and we were supposed to address it to what we can use it for our needs. I mean, if we're going strictly with water, we don't need to know anything about septics, but if there's areas that need both,
Right. I think the idea of if you've had septic problems in the past year, that's good to know, because that will help us in determining in the long run which way, but when was your present septic system installed? I don't know if we need that. So if we're hurting for space, I guess is what I'm saying, maybe we can consider leaving off a couple of those questions, but inserting something along the line of,
Well, I think as long as we get the resolution done and we give the permission to get it published in the papers, any changes, I don't know, the board could get together if they feel that there's any changes to be done before the survey goes out.
That'd be fine.
That's what I wanted you to do Tuesday night, but nobody seemed to...
If you feel there's some changes that might need to cover the problem, would you be interested in public water and/or sewer that can be added?
Which would be the top priority.
Well, let's get through, is this on this resolution, Michelle?
Yeah, I just had a question. Did you mention the date that you wanted these questionnaires back by?
March 31st.
March 31st of 2000. And we are now at February 10. And, you know, I heard the mention of 21% of the census that Volney was, you know, that was our percentage. Time-wise, we're going to do this again. We're on the 10th
This is not for all of Volney, this is just for
For this water and or sewer district.
Just for
80
the
people or 80 households or something
Because
like
I was
that.
gonna say, you
It's
know, it's
not
kind
the
of
Yeah,
whole,
we're talking 80 to 100
not at
households.
this time anyway.
Not townwide.
It's not good to lengthen it too much anyway. If you give people too much time, it's, you know, it doesn't make it any more likely they're gonna respond, you know? It's almost better to give them 2 weeks, get it back, and
sometimes.
the best ones are the ones that are gonna open it up, fill it out, and send it right then and there.
The other thing is too, is if you have too many questions, sometimes they get
Yes.
so tired of filling it out, and they don't fill it out, they just throw it away, so we'll do some streamlining, and maybe we can have a formal finished copy of a document within the next week or
We
two.
need to do it like yesterday, okay?
Okay. Okay, we got anything else under public comments?
We need to vote on the resolution.
We got to finish
You
that.
need to vote, yeah, you need to vote on the resolution.
We got the motion and the second, right?
Greg, did you second that?
Yes, I did.
Counselor Warner?
Yes.
Counselor Harden?
Yes.
Counselor Jacobs?
Yes.
Counselor Con?
Yes.
Supervisor Lockwood?
Yes.
The motion is carried. Okay, now, does somebody want to do the other one?
It was a combined.
We combined both. One was for the survey, they were both for survey.
No,
The Eagle Scout.
the Eagle Scout.
Well, we got to do, just to give
Are you
the,
all in agreement?
Yes.
yes, the supervisor get,
Okay.
the supervisor get a letter together to give to the,
We just
Dan,
need your address before you leave, and we'll get one right out to you.
He's going to pick it up.
Okay.
I'm going to have it.
So
for
that,
him, he's going to pick it up. You're
he
gonna
has
sign it.
permission to do his project. You know, I said the supervisor get the letter.
You gotta hurry, Jess. Your meetings last longer than mine.
All right, anything else under public comments? Okay, future meetings, February 17th, 2000, the informal assessment impact meeting at 7 p.m. March 1st, 2000, planning board at 7 p.m. March 7th, 2000, bill signing and agenda preparation at 6:30 p.m. March 8th, 2000, zoning board meeting at 7 p.m. And March 9th, 2000, town board, 7 p.m.
I'll make a motion to adjourn, but
Prior to adjourning,
that's right.
we have, on behalf of the town board, we have a few things. Really, it's not his birthday, but we want you to open him up here.
Oh, Bill?
Does he have any more to say?
You better believe I do.
Many, many.
Many. I mean, I'm not supposed to take these up on
Yes, you are.
right field and open?
No, not to open.
No. That's just it on a coffee cup. That's
What's it
beautiful.
say?
Oh. To a log house,
No.
Start at the front.
start at the, where's the front? From the town hall? Okay. To a log house, way to go, Jess. That's nice. That's one I won't use. Right away. Until I get it. How's that?
I don't think any of the board have seen that, so yeah.
Sure, we'll pass it. You mean-
Take it out of the paper. Very careful.
That's black, beautiful. Probably served in the town of Volney for 25 years, assessor 1974 to 1977, and town councilman from 1978 to 2000.
Very nice.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I'm going to do the adjournment, Jeff. Your last one.
All right, Mark moved to adjourn the meeting, I'll second it. Cindy said it's my last one.
Counselor Warner,
Yes.
Counselor Hartranft,
Yes, but I'd like to say to Jesse that it's been an honor and a pleasure working with him, and I've known him for a long time, and I'm going to miss him.
Thank you.
Jesse, you could always be on the committee for the census.
Oh, sure.
That gives extra time.
Here in Redfield.
Can I do it for the 300 up in Redfield?
Counselor Jaquin,
Yes, it's been a pleasure, Jeff. Thank you.
Counselor Conley,
Yes, yeah, thanks a lot, Jess.
and Supervisor Rock.
Yes. And of course, Jess knows how I feel. But just before we close it, Linda is here. Should we have her stand up?
Yes.
Yes.
Next month, she'll be up here.
She's going to be my replacement. She gets all my junk. All 22 years of it.
Boy, have I
She's going to be scared already?
You can sort through it, file 13, half of it, or whatever you want to do with it, Linda.
Your call. Meeting adjourned.
Meeting's adjourned.
Yes, you got to put together.
Oh, yeah, that's right-handed gavel.
You're always in need there.